Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. We have another busy show today. We'll talk Bulldog basketball with the men's and women's basketball coaches along with Ferris State hockey. First up, head coach Tracey Dorow with the Ferris State women's basketball squad. Welcome back to the show, Coach, and congratulations on an outstanding season.
Thanks, Rob.
Bulldogs wrapped up their season this past weekend in the NCAA tournament. You win the opening game over Drury out of Missouri on Friday, and then a tough loss on Saturday in the regional semifinals against Wisconsin Parkside, but nonetheless an outstanding season, 23-7, and you tie a school record for most wins in a season.
Seems like so long ago. I mean, it feels like I'm still in the days from the games, but you know, I'm really proud of this team. They set a lot of records, they made history, and they overachieved according to everybody else, although this team was pretty determined to accomplish everything it did.
Bulldogs making their fourth trip to the NCAA tournament, and you start off in Friday's game against Drury, and as we go to the highlights, played at Cates Gymnasium in Ashland, Ohio, and second straight trip to Ashland, Ohio for the Bulldogs following the GLIAC tournament the week before.
Yeah, we were pretty comfortable in that gym. We shot the ball very well both games when we were there, and you know, the first day we came out on fire. I think we scored our first 12 possessions. That was the only miss we had in the first 12 possessions, and we got it back and scored anyway. So we were really on fire. It was nice to get off to a great start. We attacked the rim early and got it inside, and then we also hit a bunch of threes.
Had three players all finished with 17 points, and Tricia Principe, Kelsey Denoyles, and Sarah Deshone, and they really helped spark the offense with 12 three-point baskets in the ballgame combined.
Yeah, they did a really good job right there. You know, Sarah just found Tricia on the wing, you know, just attacked just enough and made sure that she drew the defense. And then defensively, we did an outstanding job of making it hard for their best player, number 24, Funderburk. And we made them take some tough shots all night, and we really took it at them.
Bulldogs playing in their first game here in the NCAA tournament for your entire team, and talk about the experience of playing in the NCAA tournament and how they prepared going into this game.
I think they took it the same as they have every game. I mean, I really felt like they took it as just another game, but they really wanted to win, just like always. And they moved the ball well. We were extremely unselfish, you know, again, finding Principe, and she had the hot hand, and just seemed like we just did the little things right in that first game.
You win this game 74-56 to move on to the regional semifinals, and back-to-back days. What was the preparation like after this ball game going into the Saturday game?
It was tough. I mean, you know, we went from playing against, these guys had to go to a 1-3-1 zone in us the first day, and they slowed us down a little bit, but not a ton. You know, and then it got tougher the second day because they picked up Deshone, and you know, after she plays almost all game, every game, they picked her up full court with a couple different players and made it extremely hard for her. And you know, I think the recovery time was tough, and we didn't do as good of a job. But Parkside, give them credit, they really played hard, and they made it very hard for us.
Drury had to play in this game without its second leading scorer due to illness. Talk about how that changed maybe the approach to the game.
I don't think it changed anything because we didn't know till right before the game that she wasn't there. She had mono. And, you know, that's really too bad for them, although we were pretty happy because we knew that it just took one more weapon off the floor for them. And when they made their run, we could really focus on 24 and not have to worry about number 10, who wasn't even there. This
game, a rematch of the Bulldogs' last NCAA tournament game against Drury in the Sweet 16 back in 2007. And talk about, I know it's an entirely new roster for both sides, but nice to get a win over the team that beat you the last time in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you know, Rachel Falsick was at the game the week before, and she had talked about we wanted a little bit of sweet revenge, and I think the kids wanted it as much for themselves as they did for her. And, you know, it's just, I think I had a lot of messages from alumni and administrators and people who were a part of the team way back in 06, 07, and you know, a lot of people were wishing us well for that game.
You come back on Saturday taking on Wisconsin Parkside, and a team that won their opening game of the regional tournament against Indianapolis, a team that you had a chance to see earlier in the year. And as you had a chance to watch Wisconsin Parkside coming into Saturday's regional semifinals, what did you expect from the Rangers coming in?
We knew they weren't going to quit. You know, I mean, they were behind Indianapolis. We felt like Indianapolis had the game in check, and they didn't take care of business, and Parkside really did. And Parkside kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And you know, down the stretch, I think Parkside made plays, and Rooney, number 24, she really turned it on in the second half, scoring all 19 of her points. And I knew that she was going to be a tough matchup for us. And 30 Beyer, I knew she was going to be a tough matchup, but you know, there's Rooney right there hitting a tough shot on Kelsey, and I thought Kelsey did a really good job on her. The X factor was number 31. She scored a ton, and you know, we knew she was a good shooter, but we didn't anticipate her going off like she did.
Got off to another great start, led by 11 in the first half, but it seemed like Wisconsin Parkside late in the game, the last 10 minutes, was able to take control by forcing some turnovers.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we had prepared for the trap on the screen on the ball, you know, especially against Lake Superior State earlier in the year. They had done an outstanding job of trapping the screen on the ball and giving us some problems. So we had prepared for it, not necessarily for this game, but, you know, it seemed like we were doing okay, and then all of a sudden we had a slew of turnovers that led directly to baskets, and then we lost some composure. Yeah, I think we regained it a little bit, but by that point, Wisconsin Parkside was rolling, and they were playing with a ton of confidence, and we had trouble getting stops, and we had trouble scoring points at that time.
Bulldogs, one of the worst parts of maybe losing the basketball game is you lose three seniors at the end of the game, Kelsey Denoyles, Tricia Principe, and Lindsay Pettit, and talk about what they've meant to your program and getting the Bulldogs back to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can't say enough about those three. That, you know, they came out ready to play. Kelsey probably had the best weekend of her career, you know, these last couple weekends, but especially this last weekend. Came out and hit the first 3 threes against Parkside and really took it to Drury as well. And I really am proud of what she's accomplished throughout her career. She started a lot of games. She turned into more of a role player down the stretch in her career, but she was a great on-the-ball defender and, you know, didn't score as many points. And then these last couple games, she stepped up on her offensive game. Lindsay Pettit, we talk about her leadership every time I talk about her. You know, she's just tough as nails, and, you know, unfortunately for her, I know she took the loss really hard because she didn't play her best game, and, you know, I think she felt like she had more out there that she wanted to prove, and, you know, unfortunately she doesn't get a chance to do that. But, you know, I can't say enough good things about her and the way she's led our program to, you know, just regain that mental toughness. And then Principe, you know, I mean, Trish always works hard, and she was ready to score the ball. Anytime you could get her the ball, she wanted to get a good look, and, you know, she just wanted to win, and I feel bad for her too.
How valuable has this experience been for the players you have coming back and as you try to build towards next season?
I think they finally see what it's like. You know, I don't know that they realize how much they accomplished. You know, they worked hard every day and they got there. They just went day by day. I don't know that they actually realize that it's hard to get to the NCAA tournament. I mean, I don't think that they realize what they've done. And, you know, we'll make sure that we have that fresh in their minds as we start postseason about how hard they had to work to get here. But, you know, I'm really proud of this group, and I hope that they can continue to push themselves so that they can get over this hump and get to that next level.
As you look back on the year now, you've had a couple days here, Bulldogs winning 23 games, a school record, 17-2 in the conference, win the GLIAC North Division for the second time, tournament runner-up in the conference, NCAA Division II regional semifinals. What's been maybe the biggest highlight for you?
The bus trips. I mean, honestly, just hanging out and being able to see the girls enjoy each other, and, you know, all of those things are highlights. You know, I mean, those are things that they all set out to do, but you know what? There's not a team in the country that doesn't set out to do those things. So it's just the process. You know, they really have enjoyed the journey. They've really enjoyed each other through it all, and this team's chemistry was special. And I hope that they, you know, understand that, and I hope they can continue to build on that chemistry, because it's not like that every year. And so I've just enjoyed the whole process, the whole journey, every bit of it.
Coach, congratulations again on an outstanding season, and best of luck as you get ready to prepare for next year.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.